Okay, hello, my name is Leslie Williams and today's date is February 19th, 2014. And in a second here I'm going to be showing you a video picture of my cell phone in order to be able to verify the date and time in this particular video, because this is a video prediction. YouTube this video, learning to say at the beginning of the title by its date in reference to its upload date. Learning disabled woman exposes methods of gang stalking in La Jolla. That's right. I'm in San Diego, California, and my name is Leslie Williams. So, what I'm basically going to do right now is to make some statements to you so you can understand one of the methods of gang stalking, which can also be called organized stalking. And the reason why I'm doing this is because what I have done is I have developed my own strategies, which are actually even strategies that other target individuals are using as well. For example, you can go to YouTube, or I'm sorry, go to Google and type in The Invisible Crime by Mike Vitu-Bell. It's a book concerning a targeted individual who wrote the book, who was covered on Coast to Coast National Radio Show on Valentine's Day 2014. Hold on. I'm sorry, 2013. And in that book, as a result of me hearing him on the show, because I was listening to that show on that night, he talked about the book. So I bought the book through Amazon, and once I got it and started reading it, I even discovered that he wrote in his book that one of the best things that you can do to prove that this criminality is happening to you is to predict what the organized stalking harassment will do before they do it, and then catch what they do on audio and or a tape recorder, and then upload it to the internet and give it to the police if you do have a if you do have a police department in your community that is not involved in gang stalking. Because not all police officers are involved in gang stalking, but there are even entire police departments have been taken over. Alright, so let me just show you this video picture of my cell phone so you can hear the phone state the date and time.
February 19th, Wednesday, 5:08 p.m.
Okay, now the reason why I'm making these statements today is because what I want to be able to do is give you an illustration pertaining to what might possibly happen concerning me, about me, towards me, around me, or against me along my routes here in La Jolla. I am a target, victim, and activist concerning this criminal expedition, and these expeditions are hard to prove because of the methodologies that are used against the targeted individual. Let me give you a case in point pertaining to the schemes of organized stalking and how the schemes are brought about through methods, tactics, maneuvers as a result of the tracking, observation, and stalking of the target in real time at all times, including even using the target's own cell phone as a microphone, as a camera, and as a GPS tracker. All of these descriptions can be Googled and YouTube to see that hacking into a targeted individual's cell phone, okay, of organized stalking and or gang stalking or just regular stalking is a factual reality that is discussed all over the internet. That's how, in part, that's one of the methodologies that can be used against an organized stalking, gang stalking target. So if their phone is being used as a GPS locator in real time at all times, and I put this phone in my pocket when I get up to leave for the day and go about my business for the day, then they see where this phone is at because it is now mobile, walking with me in my pocket. Is this how they're able to put the individuals around my routes? Okay, as I'm riding my bike up the street, walking up the street, getting off a bus in order to go to a store. Is this how they're then able to track where I am at in real time at all times in order to place the individuals they have decided to use today to harass me or to play a role in an event against me? And when they stage events, they also stage the witnesses. You better believe they do. And you would not believe the theatrics, the physical theatrics and the verbal theatrics that they play when they bring about an event. They'll get a homeless person to accuse me of taking a video picture of him, okay, and act like that I did it for no reason whatsoever, okay. They'll even try to imply that I'm drunk or crazy or mentally ill. That's right. And then he might even go as far as calling the police or having a witness call the police, even though the individual who's claiming I took a video picture of him has harassed me with gang stalking expeditions on prior occasions. That's right. Now the reason why they do this is because staged events are designed to bring about a desired result, a desired effect. Now, when they stage an event, they have a police officer who is syndicated to these crimes. Do they have a police officer that is syndicated to these crimes waiting to take the 911 call that their stage person is making as a result of that being part of the event that they have planned out? against the targeted individual? Well, all you got to do is go to Google and type in organized stalking and or gang stalking in stage street theaters, and also how they will stage the witnesses, and then in a separate search, go to Google and type in organized stalking or gang stalking and corrupt police officers, falsified incident reports, falsified arrests. And when you see the amount of Google generated responses in reference to the numbers of responses and what targeted individuals are saying in their blogs and YouTube videos about being set up in these basically staged events are nothing but physical theatrics that are designed to bring about an effect against the targeted individual in order to make the targeted individual experience a negative result. Arrest, petitioning in the county mental health, petitioning them into an area hospital psychiatric floor, okay, while using people that have literally factually been engaged in organized stalking and gang stalking of that targeted individual on a prior occasion. Because what they want to do is use the same person over and over and over again, and then bring that same person along that targeted individual's route again as a result of tracking the target in real time. That way, they can claim the target individual did something or caused something. They will also stage the witness as this is coming about. So then everybody can point the finger at the target individual and blame the target individual for the event and the accusation that is being created and brought about, inserted within the event against the target. And this is done to make it appear that when the police come, that the police is doing his job by listening to one or more persons who are complaining against the target. And this is designed for falsified incident reports, falsified police reports, and if the corrupt syndicated police officer decides to petition the target in the county mental health, an area neighborhood hospital psychiatric floor, this is done for the falsified mental diagnoses in order to discredit the target because of the target whistleblowing about what's happening pertaining to the organized crime in the system that is perpetrating the gang stalking to begin with. That's right, judges, lawyers, doctors, police officers, even entire police departments. I'm in San Diego, California, and my name is Leslie Williams. I state these truths because these truths need to be known for what they are. Now, you would not believe how many homeless people that they have used to engage in organized stalking and gang stalking of me to my face. And since they are intentionally put along my route as a result of the tracking, observation, and stalking of me, all they do then is get along my route to let me know overtly that they are involved in gang stalking of me. I'm going to play you an audio file, a segment of an audio file pertaining to an event that occurred on a sidewalk on Thanksgiving Day 2013. Do you hear these two men say gang stalk together? Gang stalking and gang of stalking, I'm gonna F you up as they're bothering me. And the reason why I say get away from me, you effing little criminal bums, is because one of them has harassed me anywhere between 8 and 11 separate occasions. That's right, that's why I say, hey, it's the criminal bums, okay? They literally intentionally were put along my path on a sidewalk to obstruct my ability to not let me continue to ride my bike on the sidewalk, and then once I got off the bike, they started approaching me. That's right. That's right. Now, so you be the judge. Do you hear them say it? It's real simple, because they wanted me to know that this event was transpiring because of gang stalking, and that's why they're saying it, as they're harassing me and threatening me. You be the judge. Right now in my possession, I have literally over 800 separate audio files of individuals getting around me on a daily basis everywhere I go and repeating gang stalk, gang stalk, gang stalker, gang stalking, gang stalk, gang stalk. Oh my God, we're crazy. Gang stalk, gang stalk, gang stalker, gang stalking, gang stalk. Oh my God, crazy, weird, gang stalk. In that way, everywhere I go. I will be honest about this though. Ever since this event, ever since this particular event, they stopped doing it. On a scale of 1 to 10, they were doing it at 10 every day along all my routes for almost 2 years. But ever since this event, they're barely doing that anymore, and it went back to repeating certain physical gestures around me in order to overtly let me know that I'm being gang stalked. Now the police, what they'll do when they stage an event and when an organized stalking, gang stalking, syndicated organized crime police officer arrives on the scene as a result of him playing a role in an organized gang stalking event that is staged, what he'll do is, for one, he'll act like he does not know what gang stalking is to bait the target to open up about it. That's right. That's right. That's right, while the target is being aggravated and harassed before the police arrive. And that's done to frustrate the target like crazy. So by the time the police arrive, they'll be so frustrated that they'll want to say, look, these little bums are bothering me. They're bothering me on a daily basis. They're gang stalking me, and I want you to make a police report concerning it. And then they'll act like they don't know what gang stalking is. And then the witnesses will say, we saw her. She was the one that caused it. Okay? And then the individuals that played a role in the direct part of it will say, she's crazy. She's drunk. She's on something. Whatever, whatever, whatever. Because what they want to do is make it look like and appear that the target's crazy so they can file a false police report, because the police officer will say, well, look, I don't know what gang stalking is, and we got all these people here that are saying you were the cause of the problem. Because these are the literal methodologies of gang stalking. That's right. Now, if you have a whistleblower like me, who's exposing how many San Diego police officers have violated my civil rights in reference to them refusing to make a police report that I'm a gang stalking victim, and as a result I've been caught up and kept in the victimization that's happened to me, that is gross negligence of duty. It's also obstruction of justice. And certain San Diego police officers know that I have undeniable evidence that I'm being gang stalked. Of course they do. I literally caught gang stalking being said around me repetitively and continuously inside their headquarters on July 24th, 2013. And if you don't think that they don't know this, think again. Cyber surveillance is a direct, overt, covert method of gang stalking, and that can be Googled in reference to that being one of their methodologies. So basically what they're doing is using homeless, drunk, alcoholic bums from the neighborhood to play a role in the harassment and then in the accusations. And they'll even use a homeless bum who looks all skanked out, who's just on the corner begging for money for food because they're homeless and they're innocent, while a woman who's walking by with her infant or a student or a nice elderly person acts as the witness. Because what they want to do is create the visual the physical theatrics, the verbal lies, which are the verbal theatrics, while trying to make it pictorial look like, why would an elderly person be involved in gang stalking of you, Leslie? Why would a woman walking her infant be involved in the gang stalking of you, Leslie? Why would a child or a teenager be involved in the gang stalking of you, Leslie? You have a homeless person here who doesn't bother anybody at no times. You have a witness here that's walking her infant, who's claiming that you are the problem, but yet everybody's gang stalking you, Leslie. Are you delusional? Because these are the literal factual methods of gang stalking. That's right, because the whole goal is to reverse the perception of not only witnesses that might be watching the event that are not part of the event, okay, because what they want to do is confuse the issue and reverse the perceptions of anybody that might be in the area, especially if something like this happens in a store or at an intersection. The whole goal for it. You know what they did one time? They literally put this guy on an intersection corner who had his shirt on that said, I'm a victim of government terrorism, okay, while he's gang stalking me. That's right. Because what he's trying to do is reverse the perceptions pertaining to gang stalking. Because gang stalking, true gang stalking target individuals, the seasoned ones and the educated ones know that this is organized crime in the system that is perpetrating this criminality, managing it covertly, and bringing it about through schemes, methods, tactics, and protocols, and maneuvers. So what they got to do is physically present the individuals they use to be innocent, and that they're the kind of persons who don't even like the government. That's why the guy's wearing a t-shirt that says, I'm a victim of government gang stalking terror, or no, I'm sorry, I'm a victim of government terrorism, while he's gaslighting me with gang stalking methodologies. Now, gaslighting is a term that describes gang stalking tactics, because the whole goal for them is to make it, to confuse people's perceptions. Especially if I'm at an event and this guy brings about an accusation towards me and calls the police, or one of his friends do, and the police come and other people see and hear me saying I'm being gang stalked and I know this guy played a role in it, they go to and they see his shirt, they go on the internet and look it up and see the government's involved in it, they're going to think to themselves, well, maybe she was lying because he's wearing a shirt that says I'm a victim of government terrorism. The whole goal is to confuse the issue and to reverse the perceptions of any onlookers. That's right. Why do you think that when they're bringing about an event, they're blaming a target for it? Because they got to make it appear to the police officer, okay, and any witnesses who might be witnessing the police officer's actions towards the target as being justified. That's why the individual who played a role in the event and the witnesses will blame the target for the event. They'll also try and make it appear on paper that the target has a pattern of behavior that's inappropriate. Like at one place, they'll provoke a target to take out a video camera to take a picture of a person who is factually gang stalking them. And then they'll even use that as an excuse in a normal appearing complaint to ban the target from the business or the library. Then they'll stage another event at another place, okay, trying to provoke the target to get out their video camera to take a video picture of them so they can use that same excuse in order to create an event which will bring the police or security guards there so they can file another report. Victim claims they're being gang stalked, possible delusional disorder, is taking video pictures of people for no reason. These are the literal schemes of gang stalking. Literally. If anybody calls the police on me, especially any homeless people in La Jolla or any other community in San Diego County, claiming that I'm taking video pictures of them or that I have for no reason, what have I just explained? I'm in San Diego, California, and my name is Leslie Williams. Now, all you got to do is go to Google and type in organized stalking or gang stalking in street theaters. This is the term that describes staged events. And then in a separate search, add how they will also stage the witnesses. Gang stalking is nothing but a template of protocols, methods, tactics, maneuvers, and based on the schemes that they covertly create the day or the week before or the day before, and then as a result of the tracking of the target, they then know where the target's at in real time in order to bring about the events against the target. They will also, if they know a target individual's regular routes, like if I go to Rouse 4 days a week or 3 days a week, and they know what bus route I take to get there, and they're tracking me with my cell phone, they know that I'm on my way there. So they'll place the people they plan on using to be at the intersection, because I also go to CVS across the street. They'll place individuals at the intersection believing that, well, we'll just wait for her to come to us. It's not stalking by gangs, and it is observation and tracking and surveillance of a target in order to place the crafted harassment around the target, which includes the staged events. I'm in San Diego, California, and my name is Leslie Williams. I made this video to inform, to expose the truth. Now, any corrupt San Diego police officers who, I already know a lot of their names, who have played a role in this bullshit, okay? I want to know who's steering them. Who's steering them? The city of San Diego will do anything in order to be able to discredit me in reference to the organized crime members in the system who are in specific employment descriptions, who have the ability to solicit this kind of harassment and these kinds of events. They got the community connections to. How easy do you think it would be to bribe a homeless person who's got nothing? Maybe even kids. How easy do you think it would be to bribe them? To bribe them even with community services that taxpayers' dollars pay for, or that taxpayers donate to, like community services to charities and churches. Do you honestly think that there's no San Diego police officers that don't have the resources and the connections to steer homeless people to these places and to influence them to give these homeless people things? Gift cards, food banks, places where they can get free clothes. They're easily bought off and paid for is what they are. That's right. Now, I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. I'm predicting this right now on today's date. We're going to see if any homeless person or anybody else causes me any problems along any of my routes and accuses me of anything. That's right. That's right. And to show you the factual reality that these types of criminalities have been even, hold on a second. To show you that these criminal realities have even been covered on the news, is I'm going to play you the audio right now of a news broadcast pertaining to a gang stalking target being covered on the news. I want you to listen to it.
This story on our website, kcba.com. call it bullying on steroids. We're talking about gang stalking, but it actually has nothing to do with the gangs that you first think of. Central Coast News reporter Candace Wynn learned more about the trend and how it's getting more dangerous because of the internet. It makes me so afraid.
Lawrence Gazino claims his neighbors are gang stalking him because he plays loud music late at night and is outspoken. He said for the last year and a half he's been systematically followed by a group of people. At one point he said they climbed on his roof to harass him. Gazino said he's developed a paranoia that's devastated his relationships with friends and, worst of all, family.
That's the worst part of it. If it was me, I would take action.
Santa Cruz Police Lieutenant Larry Richards said police are becoming more aware of gang stalking because of cyberbullying. But what is gang stalking? Basically, the victims could be driving their car or talking on their phones or walking the streets when a group of people try to systematically terrorize them. Richards said gang stalking is nothing new, but new technology is making it more common.
Gang stalking themselves, they have elevated themselves to technology. So this is something that's been going on before the age of Facebook, Twitter, those other social websites. They just now have gone into those areas.
Gazino said he's proof that the problem isn't just online and that it can hit too close to home, a home he plans on leaving because of gang stalking.
I want to be able to go to the tennis courts and play tennis or play ping pong without people following us everywhere. It's just nerve-wracking.
I'm Candace Wynn in Salinas, your Central Coast News.
If found guilty of gang stalking, the person may face criminal, conspiracy, and stalking charges, all of which are felony charges in California.
Okay, now in closing, let me just tell you about a factual reality here. Reiterating to you that this event that occurred on a sidewalk in La Jolla, right up the street from UCSD, on November 28, 2013. On November 28th, 2013. Okay, that's Thanksgiving Day. 8 days before, I was on UCSD campus, and I told a UCSD campus police officer that every time I go on their campus, individuals get around me and say, gang stalk, gang stalk, gang stalk, gang stalk, or gang stalking, gang stalk, gang stalk. Oh my God, we're crazy gang stalk in that way. And that it's even been caught on audio file. I also told him again on January 9th, 2014. 8 days after I told that UCSD campus police officer on November 20th, 2013, this occurred on a sidewalk right up the street from UCSD. So do you honestly think that the system is not going to protect UCSD? I've been gang stalked at USD, SDSU, UCSD, multiple San Diego public libraries, multiple businesses, the transportation services I take, MTS. So do you honestly believe for 1 second that the individuals that are in the system who are perpetrating these criminalities will not protect the places they're using? Of course they will. And they will continue to engage in organized stalking, gang stalking schemes, bringing them about through maneuvers, tactics, methods, and protocols as a result of the tracking of the target in order to discredit the target based on the staged events. And they will lie about it and even call me crazy concerning it, because these are methods of gang stalking. Go to Google and type in how they will diagnose targeted individuals with falsified mental diagnoses like schizophrenia and paranoid schizophrenia and delusional, intentionally, criminally, in order to discredit the target because of the truth the target's telling about what's actually happening to them. Why do you think these guys are saying gang stalk together, gang stalking, and then gang of stalking, I'm going to F you up? 8 days after I told a UCSD campus police officer that they were saying around me everywhere I go, every single time I was on their campus. What is the logic and probabilities and the statistical analysis of that happening 8 days after I tell a UCSD campus police officer that it's happening towards me on their campus in that way, and then 8 days later it happens on a sidewalk right up the street from their campus? Now go to Google. Did you notice how these two guys said gang stalk together? I got the audio file of the entire event. And in the audio file, because I had a running tape recorder as this event was unfolding, the tape recorder taped the entire event. It does not show on any of the audio file of these, well, one guy saying, of either of the guys saying, okay, let's say it now. What am I talking about? They both said gang stalk together at the same time, but there was no verbal instructions by either one of them or both of them to say it. That shows conspiracy because this was a thought-out harassment before I entered that sidewalk, before I approached it and got on it. Because there's no way that two guys would know when to say gang stalk together without any verbal instructions from one or the other or both to say it at the same time. There's no verbal instructions for them to both say gang stalk together, and I don't think they're reading each other's minds. But what I did notice was one guy engaged in a specific physical gesture, and then they both said gang stalk together. The audio file proves conspiracy. Just think about that. Okay? That's right. Which shows criminal intent, conspiracy, and tracking to stalk in order to bring about this event. I'm in San Diego, California, and my name is Leslie Williams. Go to Google right now and type in the following way that I describe it. Gang stalking, space, human trafficking. And meticulously research every single item that comes up. So, if certain San Diego police officers are directly connected to gang stalking, which they'll never admit it, and gang stalking is directly connected to human trafficking, and this is happening towards me everywhere I go, including on university campuses, do you really honestly think that the system will not protect the places that are involved in it? Of course they will. They'll lie about it up and down the road and call me crazy concerning it. And this is why I tell the truth. Let me ask you a question. Do you think an audio file is schizophrenic? Do you think an audio file is delusional? I do appreciate you listening, and I am making a prediction right now. We're going to see if any event transpires concerning me, about me, towards me, around me, against me, on any MTS or any other public transportation service in San Diego County that causes me to be banned from that public transportation service, any business, any intersection in La Jolla, or any at any place I go to, any business, public library, university campus, walking route,